You are choosing your life in every moment, even in this exact moment. And this podcast is designed to show you that you are choosing it and teach you how to actively make a choice that you want. Now, the thing is, when I was younger, I thought that life just happened to people, that the events that came in our life were sort of random, that it was like a lottery, that everybody gets a lottery ticket, we play our lottery ticket, and either we get a good outcome, good result, or a bad result. So you could say that when I was younger, I had a lottery mindset when it came to our life. And I believe that this was because of my environment, because of the way that I was raised, or because of the way that nobody ever showed to me the impact that we can have on our life. And what happened was that the same attitude of our life is a lottery, of my life is a lottery, showed in every area of my life. Because when I was younger, I was really obese, I was fat, and I believed actually that it was because that's the lottery ticket that I got. I was just a fat person. That's it, right? I was obese. I wasn't healthy. I was always the person, the kid who couldn't run on PE lessons, or the last one who was running and who was pretending to run because he couldn't run. Now to get all red, and I would get like really hard breathing moments in the. It was just tough just even thinking about it right now, because uh, I felt so not worthy, so not enough at the moment. And but the view that I had was that it was just like the hand that I was dealt, right? This was what I got in life, and this is all there was to it. The same approach happened in my education, because when I was learning in school, I believed that my intelligence level was my intelligence level, that there was nothing that I could do about it. And I failed many classes and didn't give my all, just because I think that I believe that, well, this is what you get, right? And if you don't get the perfect math brain, you just don't have the perfect math brain. So I always struggle with counting, with arithmetic, with geometry especially. And the belief that I had was that, well, this is your life, this is what you received from the universe, so you should take it without questioning ever. And I wish I could speak to myself right now, who's 15, 16, and just shake him and tell him what I'm about to tell you, and let him in on this little secret that isn't known to many people. But I think that if you actually knew the secret, that you are choosing your life, and how you can do this, how you can actually make the choice that you want, then all of a sudden all the problems that you have would disappear, and you would be able to change your reality in a really interesting manner. So because of that, I felt like the situation that I lived in was beyond changing, that it was permanent, that the situation that I had at home, that the situation I had financially, that the situation I had when it comes to my fitness, and that the situation that I had when it comes to my intelligence were permanent. Now, there was this one event where I was in secondary school, and we had this physics teacher, and she described and showed us. This is, by the way, crazy. I can't believe this is real, but it was. She described law of attraction to us, and she showed us Secret, the movie. Physics teacher, by the way, which was hyper interesting, because physics is probably the best science we have. It describes the way universe works, the rules that govern our universe, the laws. You can't break the laws of physics, right? That's the only thing that you probably cannot do in this universe. You can do everything, but you can't break the laws of physics. Gravity is gravity. You're not going to change it. And from all of the teachers, the physics teacher she was a really spiritual woman, I think, and she had a really clear view of the world because of that, because she had that mix of physics education, so understanding the rules that govern the universe, but she was also really proactive to the point where she was educating herself, going to seminars, learning. And she showed us law of attraction for the first time. She described how law of attraction works for the first time. Now, mind you, at the time I was probably 16, maybe 15. I don't know exactly, but my little brain couldn't comprehend what she was telling to us, because the way people describe law of attraction is you think something and then it comes to you, or the thoughts that you have attract the things to you. And without the proper explanation, what happens is people just immediately discard it, like it's impossible, it's not working. How can you think about $5,000 and then you get $5,000 in your mail or something like that randomly? You find it on the street. And because of that, they don't actually investigate and they don't actually learn what real law of attraction is. So this is what happened exactly. So she describes law of attraction to us. She pulls out she pulled out the book, The Secret. She put out the movie out for us. We watched the movie with her on our physics lesson. I don't know if this was legal, probably not, but it was very beneficial. Given I didn't actually learn, I just laughed it off. I thought that she was crazy when she described it to us, because my worldview, my belief of the reality around me was that, well, you get a lottery ticket, right? You get what the universe has decided for you, and that's it. You have no say in that. If you are fat, you are fat. If you are poor, you are poor. If you are sad, you are sad. Right, so that was my belief. So the thing that she was trying to teach us didn't actually fit into my worldview at the moment. And what happened was I sort of ignored it, but it stayed in my memory. That's why I remember it right now, because it was the first time where I came into contact with the law of attraction. So this physics teacher showed us law of attraction. I obviously didn't believe in it at the moment, but what came later in my life changed it completely. Now, after that, I had this moment where I was watching YouTube out of all of the sources, like you, right now. And there was this fitness guy that I was following, and he was like a role model to me at the time. I really enjoyed the way he spoke. I admired his values, his lifestyle. I wanted to be like him, let's say. And he started talking about law of attraction for the second time in my life. So this is the second time that I came into contact with the law of attraction. And this time it hit me differently. I think that my mind was a little bit open. So this was about 2 years later, I think. And I've already lost weight at this point. So instead of being obese and fat, I got into the best shape of my life. I was slim. I was fit. I wasn't muscular yet, but I was getting there. And I started learning and educating myself and growing my mind a little bit. So this time my mind was open. And when this guy who I admired, who was my role model, who was somebody that I look up to, talked about the law of attraction, I said, actually, maybe this is something that is worth investigating. Maybe this is something that's worth looking into, right? Because this guy is preaching it. And I looked into it for a while. I read about The Secret. I read about the theory of the law of attraction. I read about the stories that people had with the law of attraction. But at this phase, I was going through the practical phase of my self-development. So I only thought about being disciplined, only thought about doing the things and activities that will get me to my goal, because that was the way that I viewed reality at the moment. I was really atheist. I didn't believe in any higher power or anything like that. Usual phase that teenagers tend to go through. And what happened was that I didn't actually fully educate myself on law of attraction. I read about it, but I said, I don't think this is it. I think this is just something people say to lie to other people, to sell them books, which in some cases it might be. But the way that I've actually viewed right now is completely different from what is preached online, because I think that a lot of people don't understand it themselves and they try to teach it. But if you try to teach something that you understand, it's like a blind person leading a blind person. It's like you have two blind people in a building. Nothing wrong. Blind people are great. I've met many great blind people, but when you have two blind people in a new building and one blind person is trying to get the other blind person out of the building, probably not going to be successful, right? You need someone who actually sees reality, someone who understands reality in there, who can give them the way out in a good way, right? So then I went, a lot has happened. I started my first business, the first business failed. I started my second business failed. And it was like, so my life sort of moved on. Then 2 to 3 years later, I had already started my current business. So I was already doing well. My income was going up. I thought what I wanted from life was coming to me and I was getting what I wanted. And the thing was, I was working really hard. I was working 7 days a week for 12, 14-hour days without any breaks, just putting my nose to the grindstone and going after it. So I was going and going and going. And there were many times where I felt like quitting, but I didn't. I soldiered on. I kept going for my goals because I believed that they were more important than the pain of the moment. But what happened at some point was I hit a wall. This was in November 2023. November 2023 is where I felt like I hit a wall mentally and physically, and I felt like I couldn't grow my business anymore. I felt like this was the end of my capabilities, that I will not be able to do more. And I also was working so hard that I felt like I was going to crash and burn and stop the business and give up, actually, because I didn't have the strength to keep pushing, to keep going, to keep fighting with the universe, because this is what it felt like. It felt like I was fighting with the universe, not like I was creating my reality, but more like I was struggling for survival and grasping and fighting. And thinking back at it now, I understand completely what was happening. But back then, it just felt like normal to me. And it might feel normal to you right now. You feel like you're fighting with your reality, that you're struggling for survival, that you have to fight for your existence. And I just want to show you that this is not the way that it has to be. It doesn't have to be a fight for your existence, that you can actually have a completely different approach that is going to give you the life that you want without having to fight and, destroy yourself in the process. Now let me grab a sip of my coffee. You don't mind it, podcast vibe, right? Got you. Yeah, let's keep teaching the lessons. And I felt like I hit this brick wall, that I can't go any further. And what happens is there is this one special moment that I will never forget. I put on a video from Iman Gaji. Iman Gaji is an online entrepreneur, very successful guy. And I was looking for some sort of a solution from my situation. And I wanted to watch this video. And I thought that maybe I would get like an idea or something that would enable me to build out of my situation, because I felt like I dug myself a hole and I was in the hole and I didn't know whether like the option was to keep digging in the hole, but because I was in a hole, right, it wasn't the perfect scenario, and like climbing out of the hole felt like abandoning what I had built. So I was just looking for a way out, man. I was just looking for a way to improve the situation that I found myself in. But uh, so I'm watching this video from Iman Gaji, and he mentions this book. The book was called Reality Transurfing. That was the name of the book. And I write it down. I've never heard about this book before, and I was already reading. At this point, I probably read about 200 books on self-development, on business, on growth, on English, on all of those things that were interesting to me, and I've never heard about this book. And Iman was a legit guy, a multi-millionaire who was 1 year older than me. And to me, it was, wow, okay, so if this guy is recommending this book and he's saying that this book changed his life, but he also specified that you need to be at a certain frequency to understand the book. So it was very interesting to me when I heard it. And I said, okay, I need to read this book. I need to figure out what this book is about. And what happened is I go to search for the book. First thing I notice, the book is quite expensive, and it's not available in a hardback copy. It wasn't available in my native tongue, which is Polish. It was only available in English. Didn't mind it, because when you're a boss and you can speak in English, then there is no point in reading books in Polish, is it? Right? You can read all the books that you want from all the people that you want. But I look at the book, quite expensive. I think it was about $80 or something like that. Maybe it's cheaper now. You can go and check it out. Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zaland, I think that's the guy's name. But I buy the book, and at this point I start reading the book and getting the lessons in. And Reality Transurfing was the most eye-opening book I've ever read. And it unlocked that spirituality part of myself that I felt like was lacking. Because I had the logical part of myself, the part that knew that how to start a business, how to grow a business, or stuff like that. But I didn't have that spirituality, belief, and like the universe working for me at this moment. So that's why I felt like I was fighting with the universe, by the way, which is something that we'll get to in a while. And I buy the book. I start reading the book. If my work schedule wasn't easy, usually I came home at 8:45 p.m. I started at 6, by the way, sometimes 5:30, just to give you context on how much work I was putting in. And I came home tired, really exhausted, but I would eat dinner, and then I would sit down and I would read Reality Transurfing. And this book, man, it's transformed the way I view the world and the way I view reality. And the first lesson that the book teaches you. I can't give you all the lessons in one podcast. I swear there is too much stuff in there that's valuable and that is going to change your perspective. But the most important lesson this book teaches, and the most important lesson that I want to give you today, is what we started with. You are choosing your existence. It's not chosen for you at all. The actual process looks like that. Your thoughts are basically signals to the universe. They are prayer, if you could say. It's like you talking to God, if you believe in God, if you believe in a higher power. But your thoughts are speaking to the universe. They are sending signals to the universe. And what happens is the universe gives you exactly what your thoughts want, what your thoughts are signaling. So your thoughts are signaling something, and the universe gives you exactly that thing. And the way it works, I wish I understood the mechanism, but I think nobody understands the mechanism actually. But you can experiment for yourself and see if this will work for you as well. And I wanted to also give you one more thing on it, because I read the book I learned that I can choose my reality. I actually believed it this time, believe it or not. And I made a decision that I would apply the principles in the book to actually give me the results that I wanted. And why do we choose the things that we do? Well, we choose the things that we do because when we think a certain thought, let's say the thought that I am thinking is my life is full of problems and I don't have enough money. That's an automatic thought that comes into my mind. Let's say my life is full of problems because I don't have money. I don't have enough money. My life is full of problems. The thought pattern appearing all the time. It might be a thought pattern that you have right now, by the way. So I really carefully analyze the thought that you're thinking right now. Now, what happens is, first of all, the universe, the world, God, higher power, whatever you call it, the names don't matter here. The mechanism is true. It's real. Whatever you call the mechanism and whatever you describe the mechanism doesn't matter to me. So you give your prayer, you give your thoughts, and the universe is like, oh, he is asking for more problems and less money, because that's what I'm thinking. I don't have money and I have a lot of problems. So the universe is like, this guy wants less money and more problems, right? And what happens is, it gives me exactly that. It gives me more problems and less money. This is just how it works. Period. Whatever the thought pattern is that appears in your head is what will materialize in your reality. And the second part of that is that my brain is taught, it learns to detect my problems and lack of money more, because I'm teaching my brain actively with every thought to detect the thing that I am thinking about. Don't let this go over your head. Every thought that you have is teaching your brain to think about that thing more. If you are thinking about success, luxury, prosperity, this is what your brain will notice more. If you are thinking about failure, embarrassment, anxiety, anger, this is what you will receive more, because your brain will be taught to detect more of those things, right? That's why winners win more and losers lose more. Their thought patterns, right? The frequency that they are on. And what were the results? So I drastically changed the way that I operate. I drastically changed my thoughts. I drastically changed my behavior. And I think that sorry, this might be misleading for you. I didn't actually drastically change my behavior. I drastically changed my thought patterns. Okay? Don't let this be misleading. Excuse me for saying that. So I changed the way I thought, because I was maybe too afraid to change my behavior patterns yet. And what happens is, all of a sudden, the feeling I have on my reality changes. Instead of thinking that I have to fight for survival, I know, you're probably thinking you have to fight for survival. I start thinking that I am safe, that my reality is protecting me, that there is a higher power working in my favor, that there is a guardian angel that's protecting me. These are the thought patterns that I instill in myself. And I actually say this to myself. I am showering in the morning and I say to myself, my reality has got me. And my guardian angel is there for me. And everything that I want is coming to me. And at this point, I was just like depressed. I didn't have any hope before reading that book. But I start saying these things to myself, and all of a sudden my reality changes a little bit. And I start seeing how the world, the universe, it doesn't want to hurt me. It only wants good things for me. And that, of course, it's not always perfect, but I start feeling safe, and I start feeling like my life is there for me, and I can choose what I want from my life, and that it's not chosen for me. And I will just give you the results that happen. So 12 months later, November 2024. result list. I doubled my income. Ooh, hey, great. I doubled the amount of money that I was making. Which, think about what doubling the amount of money you're making would do to your life right now. Actually, think about the number. Second of all, I stopped working with all the clients who destroyed my mental health and my overall well-being, my happiness. I let them go because I know that I have the power to choose. And I know that my universe is protecting me. And I know that my guardian angel is there for me and a higher power is working for me. So there's no point in me suffering, no point in me choosing to suffer, right? Then another one that happens, I actually work less. And this enables me to enjoy the money that I earned, right? This enables me to go on trips, to visit Spain, to visit Italy, to visit Warsaw, to visit, like, to go on trips, to invest in myself. This was the biggest element, to like take that money that was earned with guilt, throw the guilt away, and put that money back into myself, which, what do you think happens? Makes me more motivated to make more money. And it works. It actually works, yeah. And I felt that this was such a life-changing moment for me. I wrote some things down because I didn't want to forget this. Oh, of course, I become a business owner. Because before that, I was a self-employed. I was working only for myself. So, like, I created a job for myself. But I hired my first employee. Bam, right? Big choice. Because I know that I can choose the reality that I live in. So I choose a reality where I employ people, where I am not a workhorse and a mule, but I create jobs that I train people for, that gives them the opportunity to grow, that makes their life better, that enables them to make their dreams come true as well as my dreams come true. And all of this because I just read this one book, because I learned the principles of creating my own reality. Another one, I grow my stock portfolio and investment portfolio. So I achieve, like, I think it's maybe I 10x. So 10x, 10 times grow my stock and investment portfolio. 12 months, mind you, 12 months. That's it. That's all it took. But the mindset change was so powerful. So I 10x my stock portfolio, investment portfolio. I'm secure financially. I know the things that are happening. And I just feel so good about myself. But what's the most beautiful part of it all? Because, like, okay, money, doubling income, doubling investment portfolio. Very happy with that, of course. But my relationship gets so much better. It just gets unbelievably better because I know that I can choose my relationship, and I can choose how I want this relationship to look. That it's not set in stone, that it's actually something that I can create actively. And the best part yet is the type of work that I am doing. Because this was the moment where I started creating content and creating these videos for you. And this has always been my dream, to be able to inspire people who are in the same situation that I was in, who didn't have the role models when they were younger, who didn't have the lessons that I had to learn alone. And every time I was going through a harder moment where I felt like I couldn't make it, I told myself that I was going to tell this story someday, that I was going to teach this lesson someday to someone, which is you listening right now. I did this because I wanted to teach you that lesson, and you were the motivating factor for me. I was pushing because I wanted to tell you this. Many moments where I felt like I couldn't make it were made of because I was able to push through, because I had a bigger purpose behind that. And I just want to teach you how you can actually choose your reality. And the story was important because the lesson without the story doesn't give you the context on why the lesson is powerful. So that's why you first needed to hear that story. And the thing is, you are thinking thoughts automatically. And what we need to do, especially in the beginning of your journey of attracting the life you want, is we need you to manually think the thoughts that we want to be there. And the thoughts that I would like you to have are, first, focus on these. Don't go further, just master the basics first. You need to realize that this is the first thing. You need to realize that you are choosing your life at every moment, that your life is not chosen for you. Because if you believe your life is chosen for you, whatever I tell you next doesn't matter. Because if you don't believe the thought that you are choosing your life, if there is no intention behind it, then it carries no power. Only thoughts with intention, when your heart is there, when your heart is inside the thought, these thoughts carry power. These are the thoughts that the universe accepts, and that it gives you back the thing that you want, or sometimes the thing you don't want. Because the reason why you get the things that you don't want is all the negative thoughts that you have, the fear, anxiety, the I am not good enough, that I will not make it, that I will fail. There's usually a lot of heart in there. There is a lot of emotion. There is a lot of intention, and that's why the universe gives you those thoughts. So it can work positive or negative depending on how you use it. But now that you've heard it, you know how to use it for positivity, for building the life that you want. So first, we realize that we are choosing. You realize that you are choosing in every moment. And after that, the thoughts that I want you to manually put into your head, that you repeat to yourself when you are in the shower, when you are driving your car, when you are doing something, don't think the automatics. Get the automatics out of your head, because the automatic thoughts got you to where you are right now. Think the thoughts that are beneficial for you. So one of these thoughts is, my universe takes care of me. Say that to yourself as often as you can. My world takes care of me. I don't know how. I don't know in what way this works. Because I'm just a human, I don't understand, but I know that my world takes care of me. This is the thought that I want you to have. That your world takes care of you. Because I promise you, if you believe this thought, it will actually start happening in front of your eyes, and you will not be able to believe this. So, my universe takes care of me. Second, I am worthy of love, and I am safe. Another one, you are worthy of love. You are important to the universe. You are a key component to the universe. You are a diamond, and you deserve to treat yourself like a diamond. So don't let other people tell you that you are not worthy. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to all of those online coaches that tell you that you are not worthy. Don't listen to the people who just flex on you and show you stuff and look at how great I am. Listen to the people who make you feel like your best self, whoever that is for you. I'm staying on my notes because I don't want to miss any of those things that I wanted to teach you. And I think that the thing is, you need to read Reality Transurfing, that book that I spoke to you about. It's only available in English, but if you listen this far, you understand English, and your language will be good enough to understand it. It is a little bit tough, especially for people who aren't used to reading in English, but you need to do this, okay? you need to just buy the book, invest in yourself. It's the first step, and will teach you all of the lessons that I've learned. I will teach those lessons to you slowly as well, but I can't teach you all the book in one podcast, right? Because the lessons are too powerful. There are too many elements to the lesson that they want to teach to you. And I want you to actively, this is the action step for this podcast, decide one thing that you want to create in your life. So I gave you those baseline thoughts of I am safe and my world takes care of me, and all the difference in the world that it will make for you. But I don't know your goals. I hope that especially if you're on this channel, your goal is to speak English fearlessly, like I speak English fearlessly. Your goal is to work globally, like I work globally. And your goal is to live without limits, like I live without limits. This is the mission that I'm guiding you towards. But I don't know what your specific goal is right now, whether this is speaking English fearlessly, working globally, or living without limits. Only you can answer that. Only you have context. If you were like my mentorship coaching client, that I would do this for you, but I can't. So because this is content and I'm creating this for multiple uses, you can listen to this over and over and over again. I don't have the context. Decide one thing that you want to create in your life, whether that's love, happiness, abundance, wealth, money. Make a decision. Stop the podcast right now. Write it down. Apple Notes on your phone, piece of paper if you are next to your desk. Please write down the thing that you want to create in your life. And now actively choose to create that thing in your life. Remember, it starts with your thoughts. It starts with the way you think. And if you think the right thoughts, you will create that thing in your life. And just see what happens. I promise this will be I'm actually jealous of you, because the first time you see it happen, it's beyond belief that you can create your reality like that. And it's going to make you question everything that you were taught so far, everything that the people around you told you. It's going to make you question that, and it's going to make you dream even bigger than you are dreaming right now. I know you're a big dreamer. If you're following me, you're a big dreamer. You have big ambitions and goals, but it's going to make your dreams and ambitions and goals so much bigger and so much more likely to happen. I can't stress this enough. So, action steps, recap. Buy Reality Transurfing and read it. Open your mind up. Remember that you are choosing your reality at every moment with your thoughts. And get all the other beliefs that contradict that, all the limiting beliefs that you hear right now, that it's not possible, that it's not logical, that, oh my God, how does it work? Get these beliefs out of your head. I'm actually working here to help you. I'm not here to damage you, right? And the thoughts that you have implanted in your head probably are trying to damage you. So get that out of the way. And third one, repeat to yourself actively whenever you're in the shower, whenever you have like those quiet moments in your day: my world is taking care of me. I am safe. I don't have to fight for my survival. And see how like that lets you out of the cage that you've been living in, because you are in a cage of negativity, of feeling like you're a warrior, that like you have to fight. Not true at all. Fake thoughts implanted to you by other people who don't care about you. Okay? Just eliminate them. And fourth, when you do that, decide on one thing that you want to create in your life and choose that thing. And when you choose it, you will receive it. Now, I was Adrian, and if you've listened this far, rate my podcast on Spotify 5 stars, subscribe, leave a thumbs up on YouTube, and there is more fire coming your way, because I will do everything in my power to make you succeed, because I believe that you are important, that what you have to bring to the world is going to make a difference in someone's life. It might save someone's life. It might completely change thousands or millions of lives. So I'm going to do my best to give the lessons that I have learned to you, so that we can do this together and that we can grow and build the best lives possible. Subscribe and see you in the next one.